A video circulating on social media shows a Ukrainian drone shower Russian positions with a fiery substance, Ukrainian War social media purports. In eastern Ukraine, a Ukrainian drone drops molten thermite on a Russian-held tree line, setting it ablaze, Open Source X, formerly Twitter, user Osint Technical said, sharing the footage circulated by multiple Ukrainian Telegram accounts posting war updates. Thermite is a mix of aluminium and rust that reaches more than 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit when set alight, twice as hot as molten lava, according to the Science Channel. The Ukrainian Military Center reports that thermite is capable of burning through the armor of vehicles. Kyiv's military regularly shares drone combat footage showing frontline clashes in the ongoing full-scale war, which began in February 2022. It is not clear when or where the footage was filmed or who first released it. Ukrainian Telegram channels said the combat footage was filmed in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region, where Russian forces are focusing its advance and pushing toward the city of Pokrovsk, a key logistical hub for Ukrainian forces. The Russian military has pushed to capture the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, together known as the Donbass, since Russia's initial invasion of eastern Ukraine in 2014. Ex-user Dmitry, from War Translated, an independent project that translates war materials war, said the drone belongs to the Medical Service Unit of Ukraine's 2nd Mechanized Battalion, 3rd Assault Brigade. The Institute for the Study of War, ISW, a US-based think tank, said in its latest analysis of the conflict in Ukraine on Sunday that Russian forces recently advanced in the Pokrovsk direction amid continued offensive operations in the area. Geolocated footage published on September 1st indicates that Russian forces recently advanced west of Mikhailivka and within central Dolanivka, both southeast of Pokrovsk, and ISW assesses that Russian forces likely seized the settlements, the think tank said. The ISW said last week that Moscow is pursuing 2 immediate tactical efforts as part of an ongoing push operation to seize the city. The Russian military command likely views both of these tactical efforts as desired prerequisites for launching an intensified offensive effort against Pokrovsk itself, the think tank said. Forbes reported on August 30th that Ukraine has deployed its Kara Dag Brigade, which is made up of around 2,000 soldiers, to defend Pokrovsk amid Russia's push in the region. While Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy told media on Tuesday that Kyiv is planning to indefinitely hold Russian territories it seized in a surprise incursion last month as it tries to force President Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table. "We don't need their land. We don't want to bring our Ukrainian way of life there," he said during his first one-on-one interview since Ukraine's high-stakes incursion into Russia. Ukraine will hold the territory as it is integral to his victory plan to end the war, Zelenskyy said, adding he will present the proposal to international partners like the United States, and for now, we need it, he said of the territory Ukraine is now holding in Russia. Nearly a month ago, Ukrainian troops swept into Russia's Kursk region in a secret operation that has challenged the status quo of the 2.5-year-old war, and Kyiv now claims it controls nearly 500 square miles of Russian territory and has taken hundreds of Russian prisoners of war. The August 6th incursion was a preemptive strike to stop the Russians from creating a buffer zone along Ukraine's border, Zelenskyy said. With Kyiv intensifying its attacks on Russian border regions, Putin has vowed to take Ukrainian border territory to stop the assaults. Zelenskyy said he couldn't discuss whether Ukraine planned to try to seize more Russian territory. "I will not tell. I'm sorry," he said. "With all respect, I can't speak about it, and I think the success is very close to surprise." Zelenskyy also told that the Biden administration was not aware of plans to cross over into Russia ahead of time, as it was a closely guarded secret even inside Ukraine. Washington has repeatedly said it was not in on Kyiv's plans for Kursk, and Ukrainian side we did not inform anyone. And it's not the question of lack of trust, Zelenskyy said, adding that Kyiv's counteroffensive last summer failed in many ways because of how much it was advertised and talked about, which gave Russians a chance to prepare. This time, even Ukrainian intelligence services did not know. I shrunk to the maximum the circle of people who knew about this operation, Zelenskyy added. I think it was one of the reasons why it was successful. The Kremlin has tried to maintain a semblance of control in the face of the incursion, saying Kyiv's forces are suffering from unusually heavy losses. So far though, Russia has failed to push the Ukrainians out of its territory. Despite what is widely seen as Ukraine's success in Russia, it continues to lose ground in its east, where the Kremlin's forces are inching closer to taking the key logistics hub of Kursk and neighboring Thermite in the Donetsk region. One of the goals of the incursion, Zelenskyy said, was to force Moscow to pull troops from across the 600-mile front line in Ukraine, in particular in the east. While he said Russia has diverted 60,000 troops to Kursk from Ukraine, Kursk has not seen a big drop. On Monday, Putin said his forces in the east have been advancing faster than they have done for a long time. So now, more than 30 months since his invasion, Moscow still controls about a fifth of Ukraine's territory, having illegally annexed large portions of it. With war fatigue growing amid Ukraine's struggle to recruit enough manpower to sustain the war, talk of peace negotiations has grown. Ukraine has insisted it only wants to take part in them from a position of power, which holding Russian territory could help give it. While a second peace summit is expected to be held in November, the first was in Switzerland in June, and Zelenskyy told media that representatives from Russia have to be present. We understand that without the Russian side, ending this war diplomatically is very difficult, but multiple Russian officials have already said peace negotiations were impossible after Ukraine's invasion of Kursk, he said.